Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Candid Meena. And today we have some amazing news, especially since BJP has managed to win 4 states in a row. So, if you can believe that, is like there has been yet another Modi wave in the elections today, and BJP has won handsomely in UP, and it has won in Goa, it has one in Manipur and Uttarakhand, but only AAP managed to win the Punjab elections. But still, people in this country they have awakened, and they have seen through the Congress party. Like it's not like the old India where people used to blindly believe the left wing media, and they used to go ahead and vote for the Gandhi family. Now young people, they are aware of social media. Many people are becoming very nationalistic, especially the young people. So that is very comforting to know. And especially in a big state like UP, and that too Yogi ji has won with a quite a very good majority. It shows that India is changing, and it is looking for progress. It's choosing progress. The young Indians are choosing progress. Hi Nisha, how are you? So coming to the first piece of news is with regards to the Kashmir Files, which is a movie which is directed by you know Vivek Agnihotri. So Kapil Sharma, had reacted to a Twitter user who asked him about not inviting the the Kashmir Files actors, namely Anupam Kher, Mithun Chakravarti, and others on the Kapil Sharma show. So days after the Kashmir Files director Vivek Agnihotri said his team has not been invited on the Kapil Sharma show, the comedian has tried to clear all doubt. He has reacted to one of his followers who said that he is now boycotting his show, which is Kapil Sharma shows, for this reason. Now, quick to react on that, Kapil Sharma, he wrote on Twitter that it was not true. And so this film, The Kashmiri Files, as all of you know, is based on the exodus and killings of Kashmiri Hindus from the state in 1990s. Now, Vivek Agnihotri's tweet about Kapil Sharma has got a comedian and his popular show trending on Twitter. And in a tweet shared on Saturday, the Vivek Agnihotri, the director, had claimed that Kapil refused to invite him on his show, the Kapil Sharma show, to promote his upcoming film, The Kashmir Files. He believes it is because there isn't any big star in his movie. So, I do have my see. The Kapil Sharma show is like one of the main supporters of the Kapil Sharma show is Salman Khan, as all of you know. And this could be very well one of the reasons, possibly that Kapil Sharma is not maybe promoting this film because it sides with the Kashmiri Hindu side. So this could be a possibility. Now, in another piece of news is that with regards to the same film, is that leading OTT platform wanted the Kashmir Files to use the term Islamic terrorism or insert Hindu terrorism in dialogues. That is what Vivek Agnihotri reveals. So, in a detailed interview with media, the Kashmir Files director Vivek talked in length about the process of making the film, the challenges his team faced, and how he made sure that the film gets a theatrical release. Now, filmmaker Vivek movie The Kashmir Files, which aims at capturing the authentic stories of the Kashmiri Hindu genocide in a cinematic way, recently hit theaters. Now, it has been shown in many theaters, and many of the Bollywood stars are not, sort of talking about this film for obvious reasons. So, in a detailed interview with media, the Kashmir Files director talked in length about the process of making the film. So he describes how leading OTT platforms work inside a restricted framework of certain ideologies and how it affected the Kashmir Files when a platform approached him to release the film on OTT instead. So here it's quite interesting to note that the OTT platforms are now deciding what kind of content should be streamed on their platforms. So if you can imagine that the OTT owners, say like for example Netflix or Amazon Prime or Z5, they say that we will not put any of your films which sort of promote Hindu ideology or which promotes Sanatan Dharma. So ultimately, the OTT platforms which are very popular thanks to COVID, and that people are sat at home and they had no choice of entertainment than going to the theater. So now Vivek Agnihotri has told here that OTT platforms are the ones who sort of confine these directors to work in a restricted framework. So, however, Vivek has taken aback when the executive asked him in open on whether any specific adjective was used for terrorism, which is talked about in the film. According to Vivek, the executive asserted, "We have a global policy that we do not use the term Islamic terrorism in any of our films. I hope you're not using that." So this is a huge statement by that OTT platform, whoever that OTT platform is, that they are not allowed to use the word Islamic terrorism in that particular film, right, or in any film for that matter. So that is quite Uh, so how do you have freedom of expression? When OTT platforms are dictating what is to be shown and what is not to be shown, right? Now, the incitement against Hindus was clear, and so was the message to them: either convert or flee. And those who did not budge were killed. The calls threatening Hindus to leave the valley while leaving their women were also given. Alongside Hindus, Sikhs were also killed in the genocide only because of their religion and not because of their economic stature, as suggested by journalists like Barkadat, said Vivek Agnihotri. So this is huge. It is like making a film on the Holocaust while mentioning Nazi Germany and Hitler. So who killed the Jews? Vivek asked. To this proposition, the OTT company head replied, "It is also true that Muslims were also killed. So then you will have to use the term Hindu terrorism as well." So Agnihotri said that he told that the OTT executive that the Muslims who were killed during genocide were not killed by Hindu terrorists but by the Islamic terrorists for calling out the genocide and standing by the Hindus. So you can see how OTT is really controlling the narrative here. This is how control is created with a one-sided narrative. He added, though Vivek Agnihotri didn't directly name the OTT platform, he hinted that its head directly admitting about the platform not doing well in Indian markets. So this is a very obvious guess, right? So it was recently that Netflix CEO Reed had recently confessed in public that about the slow growth of the video streaming company in the Indian market, right? So shame on Netflix. So coming to the next piece of news, what does Karthik say? Somehow I feel this is all a charade doctored by Vivek to promote the film, and I'm not sure about his intentions. Even if the film is authentic, Vivek has lost his credibility when he supported SRK. Yes, Karthik, absolutely. So, but this shows how the OTT, platforms are, sort of controlling the narrative, and they are not letting, the movie makers to, sort of, stream this pro Kashmiri Hindu, content in their OTT platforms. Creating controversy is a way to promote a film. Absolutely, Sharmila. Karthik says, well, I don't understand why he wants to be on the Kapil Sharma show when Kapil himself is a shameless, is a part of the cabal. Absolutely, Karthik. So as he Vivek Agnihotri wants to, sort of create a controversy, create some attention for his film, and also sort of so this is kind of interesting that he's trying to project a pro-right film, and then he's trying to get the audience and then into trusting him and all his motives. Ming says it's not right for streaming service to have that sort of control. Absolutely, Ming. Salita Naik says in British area, people were forced to bootleg. However, this Joker couple is doing by choice. What a pity. Yeah, it's all about money, Salita. So we know who he's being paid by. Why was it important for Vivek to look for Salman Khan's platform? If Kapil Sharma promoted him, he would find the mafia cabal less hurting. So it's obvious that Kapil Sharma is not going to sort of promote a film which is pro Kashmiri Hindu. You know, it's quite obvious. So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Nawab Malik. And NCP Minister Nawab Malik told the Bombay High Court that the Enforcement Directorate, by alleging that he continues to have under his possession the property which is the Goawala building in Mumbai's Kurla, reportedly involved in a money laundering case, as all of you know, and wants to keep him in jail by infringing his personal liberty. So he was arrested, as you know, on February 23rd and remanded by a special court to the central agency's custody. On Monday, a special court sent him to judicial custody till March 21st. Meanwhile, Session Court on Wednesday rejected two pleas filed by actor Kangana Ranaut seeking to transfer proceedings between her and Javed Akhtar to another magistrate court. Kangana Ranaut sought to transfer the proceedings on a defamation suit filed by Javed Akhtar against her, as well as her counter complaint against him, alleging extortion and other charges. So it's quite funny how these people in Bollywood work. That initially, that Kangana Ranaut was seen as she came across as supporting the SSR movement, and then finally she takes she goes against Ekta Kapoor, then she goes against Javed Akhtar and all the cabal members, and then finally she takes a complete U-turn, and she has this lockup show in MX Player TV. So Sensible Life says Kangana is pushing it. In the end, all are involved in the cabal. Yes, it was fixed match. Bollywood is Indian cabal, and many OTT platforms are part of the international cabal. What more can you expect? Yes, Karthik, and I do hope that when Yogi ji is building the film city in UP, he he should sort of attract real talent rather than this the Bollywood people. Thanks, Karthik. So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Shweta Tiwari. So she has made a comment about breastfeeding, and Shweta Tiwari spoke about the lack of breastfeeding facilities for women in public, and said that she was unbothered about making people uncomfortable by feeding her son in restaurants. Now, actor Shweta Tiwari pointed out society's double standards when it comes to public facilities for men and women. She said that as someone who enjoys breastfeeding, she faces trouble finding designated areas in public spaces. Citing the example of actor Karanveer Bora, who had once spoken about who had once spoken about the absence of feeding areas in men's washrooms, Shweta said that she doesn't care if she makes people uncomfortable by breastfeeding in public. So, in an interview with media, she spoke about various topics such as body image issues, beauty standards, and insecurities that she had in her life and how she overcame them. So, she said, I like breastfeeding. As a mother, I enjoy doing that. I was breastfeeding my son when he was 3.5 years old during COVID times. It's such a taboo. Airports don't have breastfeeding areas, they have smoking areas, though. Do only women travel with children? She said she doesn't care about such things and is happy to feed even in restaurants. I don't know if it made anyone else uncomfortable, she said, adding, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not snorting drugs. I'm feeding my hungry child. I have to do it. If someone is getting uncomfortable, I'm sorry, get up and go. So I think all these small stars, they are trying to rake up some issue and sort of gain media attention. So this is one of the ways I think she's sort of trying to gain media attention. Maya says OTT is controlled by big three, which is Amazon, Netflix, and Disney Hotstar, and they are buying IPR of serials of from Bollywood in bulk, and thus indirectly directing its own agenda on the largest consumer market, India. Absolutely, Maya. And I think it's high time that BJP and Modi and Yogi government, they invest in films in the new film city. They create their own OTT platforms, and that should be marketed in a huge way, and that should create content which is sort of pro Hindu and promoting Sanatana dharma and all those ideals and values. I do sincerely hope that now that BJP has got a huge majority in almost all of the states in India, that they should now concentrate on making some good films promoting Hinduism and its values. I sincerely hope they do that. They make people queasy with everything they do. So why only pick on the issue? Don't talk. Yes, Nisha. Sensible Life says exactly, Jay. It's a fixed match. That's why we all come to your and Meena ma'am show to listen. Thanks, Sensible Life. So coming to the next piece of news is, as you know, it's a great day for Yogi ji because he has won this election yet again, and it's I think the first time in history of UP elections that a CM is being elected for the second time consecutively. So and Yogi has broken that record, and the opposition also said that a Hindu monk cannot become a CM of UP before the first election, and he became the CM. So every time they are saying that something or the other, he is sort of breaking that norm. So coming to the next piece of news is that Yogi Adityanath, who is set to become the first chief minister in the state to return to power after serving a full 5-year term, said the people of the state have rejected misleading propaganda and made the BJP victorious. He added that people have buried the politics of caste and religion by ensuring victory of BJP in UP. The ruling BJP is said to is has returned to power, and in a big way. And Yogi Adityanath has strengthened his lead, and he has won by a huge margin. And everyone had their eyes on UP, given the vastness of the state. I'm thankful to the people for making us win with majority. Under PM Modi's leadership, we will be forming governments in UP, Goa, Manipur, and Uttarakhand. That's what Yogi said in his victory speech. And thanking the public, PM Modi and other ministers, Yogi termed the mandate as one for nationalism, development, and good governance. So you can see that he has named three important points. One is nationalism, second is development, and third is good governance. So, and people have voted for Yogi government based on these three important factors. And these three important factors will build India, and it will make India into a superpower, which already it is. It has been proven recently that India was able to pause the war between Russia and Ukraine, right? And India's decision is very crucial uh, in the world stage now. Now it is only a matter of time that India, will go from a developing nation to a developed nation, right? BJP now with big four wins should be the majority in Rajya Sabha and should strongly push for reform bills. They should inform, they should apply the uniform civil code should be passed as soon as possible. I hope that happens. Yogi has won because of his work ethic for what he says. No wonder he broke the anti-incumbency jinx. Absolutely, Maya. It is the women of UP who felt that their safety was due to Yogi's governance and have voted irrespective of caste, creed, and religion. Absolutely, Maya. And I do hear that women are feeling extremely safe under the Yogi government. They are able to sort of freely travel in UP during night times, and they don't have to get worried about their personal safety and stuff. Hi, Prashant. Now, coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Rahul and Priyanka Gandhi. And I would say, thanks to these two people, BJP has, sort of won almost all elections, I would say, since 2014, right? So, Rahul Priyanka's campaign comes a cropper. So, Congress leaders Rahul and Priyanka Gandhi, who led the party's campaign in the assembly election in 5 states but failed to miserably to work their magic, right? What's this magic is to sort of make BJP win with a huge margin. That's what I guess. So Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi addressed 209 rallies and roadshows, the maximum by any leader during the UP election campaign, followed by Yogi Adityanath, who spoke at 203 events, right? And though Priyanka Gandhi focused on UP, she also campaigned for polls in Uttarakhand, Goa, Manipur, and Punjab. Rahul Gandhi also held several rallies in Punjab, and everything. So after facing defeats in the assembly elections, Rahul Gandhi said he humbly accepts people's verdict and added that his party will learn from this. What will what will Congress party learn from this election? I wonder, Rahul Gandhi. I think he's one of the funniest, candidates. I mean, funniest political, people after Lalu Prasad Yadav, right? He always entertains more than Kapil Sharma in his, I really find that. No circus is complete without a joker, and Congress has two of them, and the ringmaster cannot do anything now. BJP's thumping win in UP is a shot in the arm for Yogi's visions and actions. I can't express how happy I am for the results. UP is on the verge of a massive development for the coming years. Yes, Karthik, and this is and 2024 elections. I'm sure BJP is going to come up in a big way with a big, huge mandate. Maya says there was a meme of Rahul enjoying his ice cream, suggesting it is like dull younger brother finding out that his so-called bride sister too has failed. Yeah, I saw that. Last I heard that Chani was trailing in both the seats he contested. Has he even won? Okay, and there are many questions as where is Ticket? He has disappeared. Where is he disappeared? And there was one, uh, f- very funny tweet from Anand Raghunathan saying that the airport is calling the air, the airport is calling Rahul Gandhi for flight boarding from I think Delhi to Bangkok, and it's waiting for Rahul Gandhi. So that was quite funny. Yes, we need Congress clowns so people can decide better for whom to vote and for whom to not. Absolutely, a sensible life. Now, coming to the next piece of news is, as you know, that Mahavikas Agadi is quite in a soup with regards to the audio and video call recordings, right? So BJP seeks CBI probe into conspiracy to target its Maharashtra leaders. Now, alleging that a group of Maharashtra's ruling MVA politicians is conspiring with police officials to implicate its senior leaders in the state in false cases, the BJP on March 9 demanded a CBI probe into this matter. Now, at a press conference, party spokesperson Shehzad Poonawalla quoted extensively from the recording of purported conversation involving the state's special public prosecutor Praveen Chavan to allege that he was collaborating with some ministers of Maharashtra government and officials to conspire framing senior BJP leaders Devendra Fadnavis and Girish Mahajan in false criminal cases. Now, the video recording stretches over 125 hours. That's what Mr. Poonawalla said, and accusing the MVA government of working to suppress the opposition voice in the state. Only the CBI can do a fair probe into this matter, he said, adding the state police is itself involved in alleged extortion and conspiracy. So you can see from the past that police officers like Parambir and Vase, they have been of course implicated in nefarious activities. So Mr. Fadnavis, a former chief minister, had on Tuesday accused the Shiv Sena government of hatching conspiracies to target its political opponents and misusing the police department. Speaking on law and order in the state assembly, Mr. Fadnavis submitted a pen drive containing proof to Speaker, Narhari Zirwal. He claimed that pen drive composed video recordings of 125 hours, showing how conspiracies were hatched by the police and members of the MVA to frame BJP leaders, including himself, in false cases at the office of the Special Public Prosecutor Chavan's office. He said the video footage showed public prosecutor Chavan claiming about meetings held at the highest level from chief minister to state DGP to police commissioner to allegedly frame BJP leader Mahajan under the Maharashtra Control of Organized Crime Act and arrest him. So this is huge. I mean, like, there was this government, the MBA government, works like a well-oiled, sort of mafia, sort of. So it is. We'll have to wait and see how this unfolds. Karthik says, "Oh yes, where is Tiket? Absolutely, Karthik. Where is he? Has the farmers, agitation, disappeared? Papu should be singing Harna Yaha or Harna Yaha. Is Casey BJP in Maharashtra has been smart enough to appoint Poonawalla as its spokesperson. He was really eloquent in. So what is the content of this 125 hours of video recording? So what are if they have really solid proofs, then BJP should take it from a central level itself. They should follow up and aggressively. It means farmers' protests made no dent at all. Kritika, she will be back tomorrow with two shows, and there will be very interesting ones with the SSR Diaries in Hindi, which is part three, and also a show with MR Venkatesh on the upcoming elections as well as what's happening in Maharashtra with regards to this battle between BJP and the MVA in detail. BJP has lost in one of the districts of Smritiji's constituency, Amethi. Yes, Maya. So that's all the news for today, and I do hope and so be sure to join two shows tomorrow. That is, one is the SSR Diaries in Hindi, which is part three, and also there'll be a interview with MR Venkatesh on the election results and the what's happening in Maharashtra politics and more. So good night, everyone.